Hey everyone, welcome to the Private Investigator Advice Podcast. This is your host, Andrew. Today, this is episode 65. I got another question. Somebody left me on my SpeakPipe message system on the website, so we're going to get into that today. It's a quick question from him. You get to hear that. So let's just go ahead and jump into the quick intro here.
This is a P.I.Podcast.
Okay. So, welcome back. Another quickie for the Private Investigator Advice Podcast. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. This is episode 65, if I didn't already tell you that. So, I got a couple of voice messages on that SpeakPipe thing. If you go to the P.I. Advice website, I got a shorter website, piadvice.net. If you go there and you go ahead and click on the sidebar there, it says P.I. Advice, or excuse me, SpeakPipe. And you go onto that and you click on it and it'll let you record audio from your computer and you can ask a question, do whatever. And I like those. Those are fun. I think I've only gotten 3 in the entire podcast history. So, feel free to do that if you have a question. And, whatever, you get your name, your website on there, and we'll get to hear it and ask your question if you got one. And I'll do my best to answer. We'll see what happens. Okay, so for this one, we've got a message from Laszlo, and he is from, I believe, Australia. And so let's go ahead and listen to his question, and I will do my best to answer it.
Hi, I am just wondering, reading private investigators' success stories and tips on report writing, how to enhance my business, how to enhance the number of my customers in my business in Victoria, Australia.
Okay. Well, I'm not from Australia, but I think that, generally speaking, listen, this PI business is going to be the same way wherever you are in some sense. So, you kind of asked 2 questions. They were kind of like very big question. How do I enhance my business? I mean, that's a very general question. So I did like the other one was a little more specific. How do I enhance the number of customers, right? How do I get more customers? Okay. So first of all, I need you to figure out, who are you going to be serving? Who's, are you going to be serving lawyers? Are you going to be serving insurance companies? Are you just going to be serving the in general public? Are you going to be working in the, maybe working for the court system in some way? Whatever it is, figure it out. What's that going to be? And I want you to master it. I want you to be the best at it. Or be up there with the best. Really be good at it. So, it's like second nature for you to do whatever it is. Like, so for me, I do a lot of insurance work, right? And I'm very good at it. At least that's what they tell me. And I feel confident every time I go out that I'm doing a good job, and I don't have to think about it. I don't second guess myself a lot. I mean, there's situations you might, make decisions on, but generally speaking, I know what I'm going to do. And, I know how to prep for it, and I don't have to think it because there's just certain things I do every time, and it's kind of almost repetitious, in a lot of ways, unless, I hit some sticky points. But generally speaking, it's just kind of, I don't know, you do it for so long, you just, you're decent at it. So I would, really, really get good at whatever it is. And okay, we'll just start from there. So another thing you want to do, and I talk about this in other podcasts, if you listen to the other ones, is, you got to get found. I mean, if you don't go to them or they don't find you somewhere, I mean, there's no way that your number of customers is going to grow. They're not magically going to find you, right? So, just the basic things is, if you're marketing to lawyers, they're not going to come to you. I think I've got, maybe 2 or 3 phone calls in the 4 years I've been in business from lawyers reaching out to me. A lot of times you just have to go to them, and it's not going to be an easy process, but it's going to be this thing where you can't give up just because, you go there and they're like, no, I have a private investigator I already use already. Well, that's not the end of that story. You need to go back, maybe in a month or two, touch bases with them. How are you? Hey, if Joe's ever booked, if you need somebody else, hey, here's my card. And then if they didn't call you in that 2 months, you go back again and you keep building that rapport and you build that trust up. And I'll be honest with you, and that's one of the things I think about, over time is this job isn't for everybody, and not in the sense that they just can't do it, but some people are just not fit for this job. Maybe it's the communication style, maybe it's the presence, maybe it's the professionalism. It's not always going to work out because you go to that person's business every time over and over again. This might not just be a good fit. That's going to happen sometimes. Sometimes I wonder if this is a good fit for me sometimes because of my communication style. But okay, so you want to get found. So that's going to come through, search engines. When your website, please have one. Blog on it. It gives some reason for whatever search engine to find you and get you listed in Google. Hopefully on the first page. Word of mouth is when you get that great client. When you do a good job for that client that you do get. Just do such an awesome job that they can't help but say, "Oh, well, you need someone for that? Oh, this guy, Laszlo. Oh my gosh, did an amazing job. Here, let me give you his number. Give him a call. I'm sure he can help you. Just call him first before you call anybody else. You want that word of mouth. I still remember that happening to me just with subcontracting. I did just such a bang up job for one guy. He told his buddy who had another company. He says, "Hey, give this guy a call. You looking for somebody over there? You can trust this guy. He's been doing this for a long time. He does a great job." You may want to do advertising. I'm always skeptical about it. And I don't know what's going down in Australia, and I don't know how it works over there. But in this industry, I don't know. I don't talk to a lot of people that do that kind of stuff that advertise. Usually it's very minimal. And everybody that I talk to that does like AdWords or does anything on the internet where they try to promote, they end up spending a lot of money quickly and don't get the return on it. I haven't done that. I haven't had to do that, but that's what I've heard from other people. I'm just being honest with you there on that. Network. This is another thing. For me, what I've done, I guess kind of over the last 4 years is when there's cases that I can't work, I give them to people that I know and trust. And I've gotten calls back later, hey, I can't work this. Andrew, I want to give you my case on this. And I'll say, oh, yeah, thanks. Or no, I can't do that, but thank you. But there's this, they're reciprocating to what I've done, and they know that I care about them and I want them to do well. And in return, they're not hoarding the work. If they can't do it, they're like, oh, I'm going to give it to Andrew. I know I'll probably see something down the road again. And I don't know, maybe that's not their thought, but we still built that relationship and we have that friendship and trust. And, we're all just trying to get along here. I'm not trying to steal all his work. He's not trying to steal my work or anything like that. We're just trying to make a living. But when it all comes down to is, for the work you do a good job. Give them a reason to come back to you. Give them a reason to recommend you. Because if you leave a bad taste in someone's mouth, that's the last time you'll probably hear from them. And anybody who tries to, maybe they're going to write bad reviews about you. You don't want that. Just give everybody a good experience. Even if you don't get the best results, but give them a good experience in some way. Maybe it's a discount in what you did, or I don't know. You're going to have to figure that out for you. What's going to work for you. But when it all is said and done, I found that trust is the biggest thing when you want to build or grow your business. And that's with your clients and your coworkers and your colleagues and other investigators. It's trust. It's just, I know I can trust that guy. He's not going to backstab me. He has my best interest in mind. You got to have that. It's this business across the board. It's not just the private investigator thing. It's everything is trust. I shop specific places and spend money specific places because they treat me well. They do a good job and I trust them. That's, every time. And some places I spend more because I care about those people because they've treated me so well. I don't mind spending the extra money at certain places because of that. And I think you'll find that in this industry too. If people trust you, they're gonna, they won't mind spending a little bit more if that's your prices are higher. They're always going to come to you first if they trust you. So, so Laszlo, that's my spiel. That's what I would do. It's not rocket science. There's no magic, bean. It's going to take hard work, and it's going to take, just being good to your customers, good to the people that you work with, good to your employees, so they work hard for you. And that's what I would recommend. So, Laszlo, again, thank you again for the question. If you have any other questions, feel free to use the SpeakPipe, or, you don't have to use that. That was fun. I appreciate that. But you can also just email me or use the contact page on the Private Investigator Advice website. You guys can go to PIadvice.net. I got this new little, new URL I'm using to make it a little easier. So PIadvice.net. And that will take you to the Private Investigator Advice website. It just takes you right over there, and whatever. You guys can check it all out. If you guys want something written or you guys have questions, feel free to contact me on the contact page, and I will get to it as soon as I can. Again, thank you guys. This is a quickie. These are the quickies for the answering questions. I hope you like it. I'm tinkering with some different ideas, and I'll talk about it when I get it done. When I get Meerkat over here messing with me. Anyways, when I do these different things, I'll get it started, and then I'll talk to you guys about it. Sometimes I talk about things and then I don't get them done. I'm like, oh, man. So, all right, guys. I will see you soon, and later.